Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the meeting of the Blood Guard over on the Gorgon. In today's episode, we are truly going to be the good guys of this world, as we are going to be helping out our allies towards the west, the Onyx Watch. For the longest time, they have provided us ships to test against. In the vehicle designer, they have protected one of our sides, so that attacks can never come from the west, and ultimately, they have been our greatest allies. However, it has occurred to me, we have never really done much towards them. Sure, we have killed some of their enemies, claiming their areas for the Blood Guard, for the Legion, but we have never done anything directly for them to say thank you. And today, I would like to remedy that. Because there is only one thing we can truly do to make things right, and that is, of course, spread the good news of the Blood Guard into their territories. The Blood God himself will be happy for this, and I'm sure the people of the Onyx Watch cry out for change. So today, we are going to be taking over the Onyx Watch. Because we care. Because we are the good guys. Can I get a blood for the Blood God in the comments? So why am I actually doing this today then? So I do have a number of reasons for this, most of which are actually fairly logical. Now the first reason is that with the Onyx Watch, if we leave them till the end, and of course we do have to convert them by the end, otherwise we simply can't actually finish the campaign. If they're alive, you can't have a joint victory. They will be even more boring. The Onyx Watch are not the most interesting faction after you've fought them so many times, even though they do hold a special place in my heart with their ship designs normally being very tanky and very slow, which I really do appreciate. They just are not as difficult as the other factions. Normally they are considered the second faction, Deepwater Guard being the first you fight, and then you move over to the Onyx Watch, and then it's your choice between the Lightning Hoods and the White Flyers. We're leaving them a little bit late. If we leave them till after the Scarlet Dawn, well, honestly, it's just not going to be fun at all. On top of this, I have upgraded the Bloodthirster rather greatly. Here we are. The cram cannons are replacing the lasers on the front, so it's a bit less cheesy, but these cram cannons are actually very, very good, at least in comparison to the ones we had before, which were there mostly for show. They get to maximum density before firing, and they have a reload rate of 12 seconds. The maximum reload rate for a maximum gauge cannon, I believe, is 11 seconds, so it's almost at maximum. So I'm fairly happy with that. I've changed around some of the turrets, so they are a little bit better on the inside, and I've massively changed the shells we are using, either replacing the shell caps with the high explosive, or going with Hesh, or going with heat, or mixing all of them together, honestly making the shells far more effective. On top of this, we now suffer less from ammo issues, as I've finally sprung for ammo processors, and the final thing is I do have some of the laser munition defenses. Not quite as powerful as the World Eater, but still fairly good. I was also lying, that's not the final thing. The PID system has been completely fixed. It was just an issue of replacing it and then doing it again. Apparently some of the settings got changed somehow or something like that, but that's absolutely fine. I've also added additional thrusters and a rotor in the very center to help keep this thing in the air. It's now once again very, very tanky. I've also increased the shields. So overall, Bloodthirster doing very well, and I would like to make sure it's working. So why not have a quick video just going through the Onyx Watch. Also, before we start, very quickly, the other reason why we're doing this today, rather than what I was planning to do, is because I have failed to record a video 3 times in a row now, which is really annoying. This video was meant to come out on Tuesday, instead it's coming out late Thursday, maybe even Friday, and that's because every time I built a new craft, I hated it. I also tried to do massive conversions with the Bloodthirster, it didn't work out, and I was just wasting time with background work, which really is worthless in a video, even for a time lapse. It was that sort of work where I constantly changed my mind and it just wasn't fluid enough for a time lapse or anything else. So at this point, I just need to do something from the depths before I go utterly insane. The Onyx Watch are now at war with us. Well, it was us declaring war with them, to be fair, but now it's time to overthrow their evil, cruel leaders, and make sure that the Onyx Watch people are led into a new era of peace and prosperity, under the will of the Blood God. So let's get into our first fight. Okay, not the most fearsome of first battles. We have the Pinnacle, the Pioneer, and the Cauldron. Nothing there which normally people have issues with, so that's fine by me for our first little battle. Clearly, the enemy are already demoralized and simply don't want to fight us, knowing that we are the good guys. Now, before we started this battle, I did one more tweak with the Bloodthirster, which I haven't been able to test out yet, and that is I've added 2 rotor blades on the inside of the craft, which will try to make the craft go backwards if we get within 1,000 meters of the enemy, which should be happening somewhat soon, probably around about here-ish. I don't think they are strong enough to actually force it backwards, but it should at least slow it down. Similar to the World Eater, but less graceful. So, I believe you are the Cauldron at the front. Yes, you are. You two must be the 2 Pinnacles, including the one which is flipping over, and you are the Pioneer. I don't think I've ever seen the Pioneer before. I've definitely seen all the others. Okay, continue. Well, apparently they have some munition defenses as well, similar to us. Kind of threw that poor thing to the side there. What are my munition defenses focusing on? Missiles, okay. Yeah. Oh, incoming our torpedoes as well, which I actually completely forgot about until this very moment. Going after the Cauldron by the looks of things. And then one just skimming past. Yeah, the shells are doing loads of internal damage, which is pretty much their main purpose. Not quite as potent as I originally thought they were, got to be honest. It looks like some of them still have frag, but they definitely don't. At least they shouldn't have, if they still have shells in the caliber maybe, but... In the caliber? Yeah, that's what I meant to say there. In the clip, is what I was trying to say. For those curious. Are we actually going backwards? Is it actually working? My god, it actually is, yeah, we're just rotating on the spot. And there we go, first battle fairly easy because, well, the enemies were fairly easy, honestly. These weren't even godly designs, at least I don't think they are. Shells, you did really... Here's the thing, the shells actually did really well in testing in the sandbox mode. I feel like they are just much better against larger opponents. One more battle over. Several more to go. Strength 14. The Onyx Watch must reinforce slower than the other factions. That is really low. I mean, there were a couple of low white flyers, but the majority of them were 70 plus. Yeah, definitely maximum growth factor. I don't know why they haven't been reinforcing. Maybe a bit of false confidence in us always being their friend. I mean, we are their friend. We are liberating their people, after all. Here's the question, though. Where will the Onyx Throne be? I think it's either going to be up in here or around here. Okay, let's go up and let's go to the strength 65, rather. Also, one thing I want to do very quickly, if we have some spare space, well, we do at the back, although this is going to look a little bit odd, is I'm just going to add an antenna here. Now, to be perfectly honest, this very much is most likely going to be the last video in which the Bloodthirster is a main vehicle. It has a lot of flaws, which aren't really too problematic when it comes to battles, but are really, really starting to annoy me. As the creator, you see every flaw you've made. Every time you make a mistake, you see it and it annoys you. And I've got to that level where I just don't want to use this all that much anymore. I do love it. It will forever be one of the vehicles of the season. Definitely one of the ones which has brought us a great level of success, especially now with its antenna butt. But I don't foresee me using it as soon as I make a new airship. The new airship will be better than this. I've learned a lot from the Bloodthirster, and I won't repeat the mistakes. And the next enemy is the Alcazar. I completely forgot about you. Now that's a bit of nostalgia for me. Okay, I'm so glad you are still in this faction. Let's have a quick look-see at the Alcazar, shall we? Oh, that brings back memories. It was a simpler time. It was a better time. And now I'm going to shell that time. There's the rest of the volley. What happened there? Once again, forcing it to move so much, that actually provides a bit of a problem for the shells. It moves the enemy so much. A lot of the... Oh, look at that internal damage. Whoa, yeah, the heat must have gone straight through there. All of those explosions happening in a line. That was glorious to see. Absolutely glorious. The enemy cram cannons were countered, and yes, we are countering the Onyx Watch, and yes, I did have a whole speech about not doing that in the future, but I wanted this to be over quickly. More like a surgical knife than a blunt instrument. That first volley, though. It did have a side, I'm fairly certain. Second volley incoming. Yep, tore open the outer armor there completely. With the munition defense and the anti-missile missiles, it seems to do really well. Versus missiles, that is. Yeah, I'm not so keen on those smaller shells. They're not as effective as they seem to be in the sandbox mode. Perhaps heat on 250mm is just not good enough. I know that heat stacks really, really strongly the larger the shells are. That's why the 500mm are doing so well, but the smaller ones seem to not do enough. So maybe swapping them for pure high explosive, or swapping them for frag high explosive might be a better option. Especially now fragments have had their changes, or at least I believe they've had their changes. So they're a little bit less... Yeah, they're just not doing enough. Although they are countering shields, though, so they are a very consistent source of damage, I suppose. Okay, the Alcazar is now 2 damage, so let's swap over to one of the little ones, shall we? Can you stop being half underwater? You're making it very difficult for my thing to figure out where you are. Torpedoes heading towards the already very damaged Alcazar. Oh, one of the main shells has hit it, incoming the cruise missiles, which I still need to change for their frag. And there we go, a victory. 2 damage, you're dead, and that's it. Well, you're doing just fine. Very defensive in comparison to the old version of the Bloodthirster. Oh, there is one more enemy left. I didn't even notice you. Right there at the back, kind of flipping over. What even are you, actually? Oops. I can't see because the map is... I don't get why the map greys out now whilst you're in a battle. It's the buttress. I guess maybe I should use the tactical map instead rather than the main map. Yeah, I'm definitely swapping those smaller shells after this fight. The larger shells are doing fine and doing almost all of the work. The smaller shells, no. There we go, finally. The battle is over. There we go. The next enemy is finally the Bulwark itself. That is one of the 2 I really wanted to see. Okay, well, the Bulwark does actually want to broadside us, and at the same time, I want to try and hit the side to do maximum damage. So, I'm actually helping out both parties like a good person would. We are the good guys. Further proof. As soon as it loads in, there we go. Let's swap that to combat mode, and let's see how we're doing. Very misty right now. Okay, incoming the first volley against the Bulwark side. And there is the 500 mil. Oh, wow, yeah, the 500 mil does so much better. That is way more shielded than I seem to remember. Either way, though, 3 cannons already completely removed, 2 of them damaged. If it hits that front oh, the cram cannon coming in and annihilating half of the front cannon. Yeah, this was much better. The shells are performing way better. Not that we can even see ourselves right now. Also, we are releasing missile interceptors to fight their missile interceptors. The logic there isn't great, got to be honest. What are you trying to fire at? It's something right on the edge. But yeah, either way, this is significantly better. Just destroying the outside. The fragments are doing great at stripping little bits, like the barrels and detection systems. The 500mm are just crushing through the armor itself. Working together, that is exceedingly good. How much health have we lost? 0%. Because, of course, we are hard countering them. And I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't do this again. And this is the last time. At least I'm not using lasers. That would be even quicker. If we can take out the Bulwark's last cannon, I will happily board this thing. But saying that, I am actually enjoying watching this. There's something oddly relaxing about seeing shells crash into heavy armor over and over again. Oh, we've lost 1% health. Truly, the end is nigh for the Bloodthirster. And 2 damaged. Okay, then let's swap targets. Not you. Yeah, I need to start using tactical. Ah. That was weird. The camera really glitched out then. Probably couldn't tell by the video, but I was having a tough time moving my camera. What weapons do you have anyway? Just that single advanced cannon? Which actually got taken out by the munition defense. That's rare to see advanced cannon shots actually get affected. Oh, look how brave this is, though. In the background, the Bulwark is still being crushed down, and this little thing is like, I will be the hero of the Onyx Watch. Hello, hero. Still going. Your mainframe will be hung high on one of my vessels. It's a great honor. And moving on then. Aha! So here is where the Twin Guard are hiding, so we don't have to necessarily go for these Steel Striders first. I think I will anyway, but it's good to know there are multiple paths available to us. Is it worth going for that resource zone? It is, but at the same time I am having fun just going forwards with the Bloodthirster, honestly. And fighting the higher level areas available to us. The Trebuchet! There we go! Now this thing has a ridiculously powerful advanced cannon, or actually 3 of them I believe. Well, 3 turrets, each with multiple cannons, if my memory is serving me correctly. Now, since the Bloodthirster shells aren't the fastest, I really think that being long range is actually more of an advantage to the Trebuchet than ourselves. So getting a little bit closer might not be terrible, plus of course, we will be backing off over the course of the battle anyway. That makes sense to me at least, so let's just see how this goes. This really is like fighting a blast from the past. It is really weird. Okay, as always, swap over to combat, and let's have a look at the Trebuchet. How are you doing, sir? Yep, 3 sets of advanced cannons. Then this little baby one at the top. We need to hit, like, here and here, straight away, the second this battle starts. Well, we did hit, but... oh, we managed to dodge its shells as we were going down when we fired, and there we go, massive internal damage. The front cannon has been removed. Okay, we took out 1 of the 3 of those shells before they would have reached us. They did miss anyway, but still. I thought the enemy had faster shells than that. Clearly, I was mistaken in terms of memory. We've lost 1% health. Let's see. How are our defense systems doing? Really well, actually. My god. I'm getting really good at making munition defense. I say as a shell crashes into our side. Yep, keep on focusing on the trebuchets. There's at least one gun left. In terms of cost, we're actually not too far apart either. I'm only about 60,000-70,000 more resource than the trebuchet. Of course, this thing is just packed with firepower. That extra 100k is basically just like armor in terms of the Bloodthirster, armor and shielding. Okay, there goes the trebuchet. A lot of respect for that ship, by the way. Today is a day of steamrolling, isn't it? And I don't mean to say that like, aha, look how good my design is, but we are fighting an easier faction. Definitely the wrong order. Like I say, though, I didn't want to wait until the end for this. I'd rather do it now, so I have more space to maneuver against the next enemies. I may declare war against the Twin Guard and the Steel Striders at the same time, since fighting one will make the other one angry anyway. Lovely. Okay, get some repair work done. Let's move on to the next enemy. And up next, we have the Pinnacle and the Fortitude. Oh look, a strength 150, and there's their base. Now, thankfully, the Bloodthirster can, of course, fly, so we can just go like this. So we fight this level 30, and then we move on over and destroy this one. Okay, so this should be fairly quick, and then we can make our move against the enemy throne. Which I do want to... So, for some reason, my microphone just decided to go dead for a second, so I'm sorry if there's a very sharp cut in my last thought. All I was saying is, we want the Dragon's Claw, and now begin. Oh, those lovely explosion noises, thank you for existing. Well, there's all of its weapons gone, and now just for the armor itself, and down it goes, onwards to the next enemy, which is above the water. Ships will fly this day. And, yep, both of them are already taken out. Onwards to the next fight, then. No, dude, it's already 2 damaged. Oh, you aren't 2 damaged. I thought you were. Okay. Ow. Can you please stop flying every single shot? It makes it remarkably hard to hit you. It's all fun and games until a ship flies. Oh. Yep, those are some pretty ridiculous mountains, actually. So what's going to be the best way? I want to go to here, just so we can skip past that and then go into the water here and fight the strength 150. The Dragon's Claw can then follow me. Moving out. However, it doesn't seem like it wants to really do that. In fact, it gets stuck. So I may have to go the long way around. Yep, I'm going to have to go like this instead. Oh, look! An enemy is trying to sneak up on us with a Bulwark. Thankfully, it's very, very slow, so let's just do this. And then we'll see that in the battle. Dragon's Claw? Hello there. You can come with me as well. Well, may as well fight everything at once, shall we? Hello, everyone. Okay, so we have the Cauldron, the Bulwark, the Bastion, and the Furnace. We are most likely going to focus, of course, on the Bulwark. The battle began to become really laggy today, and only today as well. Not quite sure what's going on there, honestly, but oh well. As soon as we're actually in the battle, the game runs better than it ever has, so no real complaints there, honestly. Oh, Bastion. You're not meant to be on there, are you, buddy? So this is the Furnace, and... That is really cool. I think it hasn't changed. Oh, has it changed? Since the old version, I remember? It's hard to tell, it's been so long. Either way, it looks awesome. And hello there to the Bulwark. For those who like explosions, this episode must be a favourite. That's odd, it seems to be focusing on someone else with its movement. Oh well, doesn't matter too much. Torpedoes just landed, doing some nice damage to the underside. Who are you focusing on? Are you focusing on Bastion? On the Bastion, rather, not Bastion the character. These shells definitely wouldn't do well against things like the Warlord of its stacked armor. Once again, that's why I really do want a new version of the Bloodthirster, just a brand new ship. I am very aware of the shortcomings of this vessel. Oh, cram cannon going in. Sadly, the explosion didn't fully load, but the damage certainly did. Looks like all of the weapons have been stripped off the edge, and now we're just going through the center armor. And there we are. I think it might have one gun left. Nope, all of the guns are offline. The Bulwark is officially done for. So now, let's focus on some of the other things, please. There goes the one turret straight away, and incoming one of the cruise missiles. Click. And that's that ship pretty much done for. It's already starting to sink, and it's lost 2 of its main guns. Are those flak cannons? I can only imagine they are. Shall I capture the Bulwark? I think I really should. Oh, please stop that. That would be... Oh, no, it does have one gun left. Is it this one? That does not look online, honestly. See, now you're turning correctly. I wonder what's going on at the start there. Maybe I've done the internal rotors wrong, so it's causing it to twist as well. That's very possible. I did install them in about 2 minutes. Again, this is a last hurrah for the Bloodthirster, an entire episode dedicated to it shooting things. Both incredibly boring and incredibly fun at the same time in very different ways. Oh, sadly, the torpedoes did hit the Bulwark, and it is now 2 damaged. You may as well put this poor little Bastion out of its misery. It just sits here waiting for death. Oh, look, his little propeller's trying. Oh, bang. You know, I don't like the 250mm shells anywhere near as much as I used to. Still effective enough. Obviously, the Bloodthirster has a lot of defense as well, but I am seeing problems with it every single battle, and it does get very annoying over time. The Dragon's Claw versus the Pinnacle. Now, the thing is, the Dragon's Claw seems to really struggle with anything that's actually in the water. And, yep, it did exactly what I thought it would do. Dragon's Claw, try again. Oh dear. Because I remember this happening against the Malal's Will several times. I'm actually going to get off, because I'm going to die otherwise, most likely. Yep, I died anyway. Well done, Dragon's Claw. And view battle end. Yeah, let's just end that and call over the Bloodthirster to help out, shall we? Which has actually hurt a little bit. When did that happen? It looked like one of the missile systems were a bit broken as well then, since one of the missiles instantly crashed into the side of its own armor, which was great. There we go, one direct hit from one of the 500mm, and it is gone. How are you still alive? That is not how physics work. Oh, look at it. It's like scooting. Are they my torpedoes? Well done, guys. Well done. The Pinnacle and the Poseidon. Now, I don't actually know what the Poseidon is. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So I'm very curious as to what they've been adding to the Onyx Watch since the last update. Oh, okay, it's one of these vessels. I didn't think any of these were in the Expert or Godly section. I believe their team, or at least the group they belong to within the Onyx Watch, are the... something antiques. Black powder antiques? Something like that. The historic ships. That's really cool. And quite the volley of advanced cannons as well, actually. That's not too bad at all, and it looks really neat. Okay, nice. Happy to see this, then. These are shells. Yep. Yep, that's your front gun, mate. Yep, that's... Ow. I think I may know the problem, by the way, why it's trying to turn. I think its broadside minimum range is way too far. Now, when it tries to broadside, it tries to get into an angle of 0 degrees, so it aims directly at the enemy. But then, if it's trying to get away from the enemy, if the broadside counts as being too close to the enemy, it will try and turn around, which is being countered by the backwards movement. And that is what's happening, I think. See, I can work out problems eventually, slowly. Shells. This looks really weird in the dark. It's like a really dangerous rave. You have heavier armor inside of you. Didn't I expect that? It's aiming at that little back section there, which is the problem. There we go, finally a direct hit. You suck versus small enemies. Well, here we go then, against the first strength 150 enemy. And now I'm going to quickly change the AI so it doesn't do that stupid half-turn thing, and I'm going to mess around with the missiles. The enemies are the Bulwark, the Alcazar, the Trebuchet, and the Pinnacle. The Pinnacles really want to be in every single battle, don't they? Okay, so in this battle, we need to focus on the Trebuchet first because of how much damage that thing can actually create. Then the Alcazar, then the Bulwark. The Pinnacle, obviously, not exactly a huge threat. The Bulwark isn't really a massive threat, it's just really tanky. It will win against quite a few other designs just from sticking around for too long. The Trebuchet seems to be very frail, but with how much damage it can make, you don't really want that against the Bloodthirster. It does have a massive force count advantage. 91k to the Onyx Watch, 23k. Okay, so here we go into the battle. That Alcazar placement is actually really annoying. It can heal everything from that range. Thankfully, there might be a little bit of friendly fire between the Bulwark and the Trebuchet. The first few shots will probably go against the Bulwark, since I was quite slow to change that. Yep, there it is, and mostly missing, actually, so well done there to the Bloodthirster. Okay, some shots hitting the back, not really doing too much. Why do you keep on trying to kill their buds? Oh, so many shells heading our way. Okay, finally landing quite a few hits there against the Trebuchet, doing some minor damage to its right side. Cram shells crushing through the armor, totally taking away the right-hand side. I would focus on the Alcazar first, since it is healing, but we just need to cripple the Trebuchet as soon as possible. I'm very worried as to why we're not firing as much as usual. Have we lost a gun? Health-wise, it doesn't seem like it, but something has definitely happened. Just saw the shield reflecting a couple of shots there. Very happy we have strong shields right now. Okay, the Trebuchet is now out of range of the Alcazar's healing. I'm a little bit quiet right now because I'm just focusing to see what's exactly happening. I'm sure some of you are very thankful for that. Why is your aiming so off? I think I've actually may have lost some detection systems. I shouldn't have really, but we're doing okay. We're being protected mostly from shields, and the laser defense system is doing okay. There we go, lots of hits that time. Some internal damage done, and the back gun seems to be very badly damaged. That's what I wanted to see, the main gun there hitting the side a few times. Okay, the armor is pretty much stripped off now, so it's just the weapons themselves we need to deal with. Meanwhile, from the perspective of the Bloodthirster, dodging the shots pretty well. Those internal rotors making us shake so much actually makes us really dodgy versus slower moving shots. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yep, several shots to the front there. I think I've lost, yeah, I've lost 2 of the cram cannons, that's what I've lost. Why are you struggling so much to figure out how the enemy's moving? I don't get what's happened there. Okay, we are now down 7%. The Trebuchet is looking very bad at least, but not bad enough. If you can just take out that front gun, I'll swap targets. Maybe it's just too far away for such slow-moving shells. They have too much chance to change their course after the shot. Also, the Alcazar is taking out several of the shells before they even reach the target. I didn't even notice that until just now. Forgot about its munition defense. Yeah, we're too far away for these shell types. That's definitely a problem I've caused. I think we may lose this one, guys. I think this may be the end of the Bloodthirster a little bit prematurely. Thank you, cram cannon shot. And the guns are down. Okay, the Trebuchet is down now, so... Ooh, didn't actually mean to do that, but now looking at it, I do want to quickly have a quick look-see. Saw several shots being deflected by shields there. The shields are doing so much work right now. Okay, obviously the Alcazar needs to die next, otherwise the healing will just be way too much. Please take out those cram cannons. Oh, there goes another one of the guns. We are now 3 guns down. Yeah, far too far away. These shells are not good enough for that range. Well, took out its antenna. I mean, aesthetically it looks worse now. Do I still have the bottom gun? No, I don't. Okay, yep, lost that. Okay, so I've lost the main gun. I've lost a lot, actually. Yeah, oh, Lord. Thank God that missed. Our munition defense seems to only just about be working. Yeah, I think we are going to lose this. We still have a chance. But it all depends on how lucky we are with the Alcazar. If we can take out the Alcazar, we can probably still do okay versus the Bulwark. Even with our munition defense severely damaged, we have very good shields, as we've seen so far. But yeah, the whole reverse thing definitely takes me too far away from the battle, so I'm going to have to lessen that. My own fault for not testing it enough. In fact, not testing it at all until I started doing live battles. Still doing pretty well though, considering our force count difference. Our cram cannons are definitely damaged, because those are not fully loaded at all. So we have 2 cram cannons, we only lost 1. Okay. A little bit odd, but I've decided we're actually going to focus on the pinnacle for a second here. It is actually taking out a scary number of shells from me, since it does have the munition lasers. It's also sending quite a few missiles. It's proving to be quite the nuisance, just living there. There we go. Up in the air with you, thank you very much. Incoming another volley from the Bulwark. We may only be on 20 FPS now, but before the last major update, this battle would have just been unwatchable completely. I think I've also lost my torpedoes, which is really annoying. Stop trying to take out my missiles, that's really irritating. The Pinnacle, the irritant vehicle. Definitely not using these cannons again though in future builds. They're good, they're cheap, they're just not effective enough. On the upside, this battle definitely showcases how sturdy the Bloodthirster actually is. Still needs to take out the Alcazar though. Are they going to ram each other? Oh, we are out of materials. We are dropping in power. Yep, that's not good. Our steam engines are now offline. Okay, good. Now they've stopped kissing. The lag is not quite as bad. Still there. Still very present, but still. Gone down from 20 down to 15 FPS. It was down to 5 when they're actually hitting each other. And without our main gun, we've lost a lot of our brute damage. We've got a lot of resource out of nowhere there. Perhaps I just collected some from the damage we've done, which is great, because it is keeping our engines going. Yeah, without the main gun, we just don't have enough power. We still may win, we still may lose. It can go either way at this stage. If the Bulwark can get a lucky shot off with those cram cannons, it could be all over. We are now down to only 80% health. Which again, doesn't sound too severe, but the thing is, with the Bloodthirster, after you peel back the initial sections of armor, it just detonates. There are so many weapons inside of it, it's not difficult to take out the PID and the AI once you get past the outer layers. It just takes a while to do that. Are you still repairing, or have you stopped? If you've stopped, I'll swap targets. It's hard to tell. Okay, let's swap targets. Then we'll find out. This is proving to be one of the longest battles I've ever fought. And of course it's against the Onyx Watch. Nope, the Alcazar is still definitely healing. Well done to that cram cannon shell. Oh, look at that shield defense there. 2 out of 3 cram cannons bounced, the 3rd one missing. We've lost another gun. We have lost another gun. Yep, all we have is our right gun and our cruise missiles. Other than that, we are completely declawed. Oh, we do have the cram as well. We do also have 1 of the cram cannons left. We are also out of materials once again. So now even our shields will be getting weaker. It's weird how they've made shields way more invisible now as well. I do approve of this. I also have quite a bit of spare power. Of course, that's because, oh lord, no. Because the munition defenses are gone. Also, why am I not going backwards anymore? Because the rotors have been blown up. Okay. So now I'm getting close. Now I have no weapons to fire. That's good. Still the longest battle ever. Probably cut quite a few segments out of it, honestly. No, the rotors are still there, but they're weaker. I guess one of the 2 have been destroyed. Ow. Oh no. Gun's gone. Gun has gone. We have lost all weaponry. Our RTGs are the only thing keeping our power on. The only reason that's working is because we've lost shields and we've lost our munition defense. Well, the lag stopped at least. Technically, you're there. Yep, that's it. Yeah, we've lost. The Bloodthirster has lost this battle. Wonderful. Oh, am I going down? It looks like I may be losing altitude. No, I'm not. Again, you sturdy bugger. There is so much armor on this thing. Ah, that's why they look so big and they're not even connected anymore. Just keep dodging, dodging, dodging. Oh, bad, bad, bad. The shields are still there. The shields are still defending us. Okay, we're now on 54% health. Still flying. You know, I am proud of this at least. I'm not proud of much with the Bloodthirster, but I am proud of this. Okay, now we're losing power. If we had the munition defenses still online, we would have been drained of power in seconds. I love these shields. Okay, time to be a bit cheeky. I am going to go and try and capture the Alcazar. We're still firing weapons. I think that was meant to be a missile. I'm so glad they buffed RTGs. Well, at least made them cheaper. Because they really do serve things like the Bloodthirster really well as a backup. Not strong enough to keep it going altogether, but it's keeping it airborne still. Why is it moving so much to one side? Because it's lost thrust. Yeah, it's lost thrust on its left. So it's trying to counter that, and of course that's the roll thrusters going off, which causes it to move like that. Hello! I'm actually surprised that the Bulwark doesn't seem to use fuses on its shells. Also, I'm stuck for some reason, so that's good. Can I please be unstuck? Thank you. Let's have a quick look-see then where your AI is located. So N, U... Oh, does that not work anymore? Since the update, does that no longer work? Can I no longer select enemies? That's curious. Let's go in through the side. Incoming, potentially loud noises, so I do apologize. We're still fully in Stormtrooper at the moment, not in Brawler, so we are doing a lot of damage with our weapons. Is that grenade pink? It looks like it's untextured. Is it under this? Must be under this. Am I right? Yes? Where is it? Is that it? Yeah, so it's... Oh, it's really annoying to get to, actually. Loud noises! Even with all of these points in Stormtrooper, it does take a while. Come on. Hopefully after we destroy one, we should be able to get inside. Also, the water is making these minigun shells look really weird. Nope, we need to take out two. Okay, well I am shooting inside now at least. I can't pause time anymore because it'll just fast forward the destruction of the Bloodthirster. Was that not the only AI? Oh no, it has more than one. Yeah, in that case I'm doomed. I can't possibly find the other and knock it out in time. We've definitely destroyed this one and I can't check by doing this anymore, so... well, that's that. Now, thankfully, most of the Bloodthirster's cost is simply there. So what I'm going to do is just run on over with the Dragon's Claw, grab this, lose the Dragon's Claw, and then remake the Bloodthirster. The Bloodthirster is back up, and I've made a few changes to the rotor blades as the Alcazar and Bulwark try to chase down one of my balloons. So let's go and meet them. Now time for a little bit of revenge. Now I really should be focusing on the Alcazar, but at the same time, I do want to just do a lot of damage to the Bulwark. There we go, the volley was stopped by the defense. There goes one of their barrels as well. What's so interesting about the front of this thing? Oh, it's now moved far enough away from the Alcazar that it's no longer receiving any healing, which is absolutely fantastic for me. Well, most of the cram cannon's shots were stopped, but there we go, a volley again, doing a lot of damage this time. Doing so much more damage per second now that we're closer. And it is indeed hovering at the right place. The enemy cram cannon shots are being stopped long before they reach the target. This is just going so much better than the last fight. Admittedly, less enemies to fight, but even so, clearly being close gives it a lot of advantages. Okay, got too close there. Oh, of course! Okay, a mistake by me. The problem is, of course, I had to respawn the Bloodthirster, which means it's the version I had on the sandbox mode, except for with the rotor blades. I didn't yet change the AI to stop broadsiding at a certain range. That's the problem. That's why I was trying to turn away. That did turn out to be the issue, by the way. That was my fault. Okay, it's turning back around now. It just got a little bit too close. Aw, look at one little gun firing away. completely shutting down its cram cannons. Okay, I think this is a pretty much guaranteed victory now. Now, for those wondering why I call it a broadside when it's clearly not a broadside, that's because the AI simply calls it that. No matter how you set it, if you do set it to go directly towards the target, it still calls it that, because of course the Bloodthirster is running off a land AI, because it plays better with a few of the PID systems I use, but now I've learned more about it, I probably won't be doing that again in the future. It was a good learning point, honestly. The Bloodthirster was just a good craft to learn how to build airships. It was also a lot of fun to build. Okay, the enemy is down. Let's defuse through the roof there. And I'm going to go say hello to the Alcazar. Okay, I found it, and it's actually a little bit annoying, because by the looks of things, in my rush before, I destroyed everything but the mainframe. Yeah, I destroyed all the cards and everything else, but the mainframe itself survived, because of course I couldn't pause time to actually check what was going on. I just had to shoot and hope for the best. It seems like we didn't actually take it out, sadly. There it is. And it wasn't the only mainframe anyway, okay then. Okay, it's directly underneath the center, so let's break our way down. Hello, and it's in there. Have they weakened how strong your player is? Yeah, definitely all in Stormtrooper. There we go. Finally. Okay. We have one more big fight left, then we have the final boss. The Onyx Watch has managed to create a force just before we attack them. So they have the Trebuchet, the Pinnacle, and the... I can't pronounce that little fellow. Well, here we go. As long as we can kill the Trebuchet before it can unload all of its ammo against us, we should be absolutely fine. So, let's see how we do. Unloading a lot into the side of the Trebuchet. Can we get through the outer layer of armor, though, before it can fire everything? Okay, one turret is heavily damaged already. Yeah, we've got through all of the armor on one side. The shields are stopping a lot of the enemy fire, which is great for us. And here comes the second volley. Okay, front turret is down in a very spectacular explosion. Second turret down, and can we take out the rest? Cram cannons hitting in the center and taking it out. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, look how cute this is. It's like a baby ship. If ships actually grew, this would actually be the baby. Actually. Oh, cram cannon in the center there, utterly destroying it along with my speech. One final opponent. Oh! Did not see that shell coming. That actually made me jump. Well done, Bloodthirster. Only one huge battle left, and then we fight the throne itself. Last big fight is Alcazar, along with the Glaive and the Fortitude. This shouldn't be too bad. The Alcazar is a very annoying, very defensive vehicle, but it doesn't really have all that much in terms of sheer firepower. Hopefully this will go better and faster than the last time we saw the Alcazars. Oh my god, everything can heal. Yeah, let's just focus on one and keep focusing, shall we? Thankfully, not all that much firepower heading towards us, so we're not really at risk of dying from this. It's just... it's going to take a while. Yay, torpedoes! Some of them going for the other Alcazar as well. Shooting it forward there as one of the weapons is destroyed. If we're lucky, it might go out of range of the other heals, which would be absolutely fantastic. The Onyx fleet. Your blood for the Bloodthirster. Annoyingly, they are taking out like every single cram cannon we're firing as well. Thankfully, though, none of the advanced cannons, and they're going to ram each other. Ow. Oh, that looks painful. Actually, quite a bit of damage done to both sides there. So fine by us. Getting a little bit too close there. A few things I still need to change, but once again, the whole rotor blades on the inside were a very rushed job and practice for the future. There are problems, but we learn from those problems. Splish. Right, are those regular lasers? Oh yeah, I forgot about you. You do have regular lasers. That's really weird. The AI is dead. Excellent, actually. Double excellent if I can get out of this darn thing. No, I can't because I've bugged out into the wall. Thank you, game. That's what I wanted to see. Where is the Alcazar? Where is the Alcazar? Where is the Alcazar? Are we already too far away? It's very possible. No, we're not. Excellent. So I did jump at the right moment. A little bit too late, sadly. Jumping back onto the Bloodthirster. One gun down. That's because we got too close. I think I have overcorrected it since the last time, going too far away. I'm trying not to go into the sandbox mode between battles to actually test these things out, so I'm just testing them out on the fly. Okay, I've also just found out one of the errors why the craft keeps on turning too much. One of the rotor blades was slightly stronger than the other due to me messing up the motor drive. This is why it's not going backwards fast enough, it's also why it keeps on turning at weird moments. Normally that kind of stuff gets fixed in the sandbox mode before we go into battle. Well, the Alcazar's looking pretty bad at least. Hello there, laser bringer. And you appear to be taking on a bit of water there, sir. And you are now AI dead. Fantastic. Even with all the flaws, I am still happy about how tanky the Bloodthirster really is. Sadly too late again. But there we go. The fight is done. Although I might be able to get the other one, actually. Due to it being healed by the Alcazar. It has set back the AI death. Almost there. That's it, Alcazar. Die nice and slowly so you keep on healing your ally. Hello. What even are you? You are the Fortitude. Well, welcome to the Lathrixian Legion. Your mainframes will be put to good use. The Bloodthirster has showcased so many flaws in its design and yet so many strengths at the same time. This is why I need to rebuild it from scratch. The flaws are just built into it. Trying to fix a lot of these things is just more work than it's worth. But the strengths, well, I know how to do that now, so next time I can build that way. Finally, the Onyx Throne itself, the home of the corrupt politicians and the true evil of the Onyx Watch. Once we liberate the people from this throne, once our flag is raised above it, then we can have peace, and the Onyx Watch will truly be looked after by us. I mean, that's what the good guys would do. The Onyx Throne. Now, there is something I do need to say. If this hasn't been majorly updated since the last time I fought it, it should be a fairly easy battle. Not because it's a bad vehicle, a bad structure by any means, it really isn't. It will just be really, really outdated. Sadly, age does not look kindly upon a lot of From the Depths creations. And by the looks of things, it's pretty much the same thing as ever. Although it has lost its little healing crown, which is kind of a shame, and that's also because of the whole outdated thing. If you hold a vehicle, that vehicle can't heal the holder. And beforehand it had little floaty things above it to heal the main structure. Which it doesn't have now, of course. Okay, so we need to be a bit careful. We could do too much damage to this if it doesn't have shields, which it really looks like it hasn't got. And here's hoping the Dragon's Claw actually does its job for once. Higher, higher, come on Dragon's Claw, you can do it, and you're in the water. That's fine. Oh my god, did you see those explosions on the throne? Oh, now you do that. Make your mind up, are you going to work or not? Okay, stop, 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 stop. You're going way too far inside the enemy right now. Okay, now I'll jump off anyway. That was a little bit jarring. Okay, we're doing okay versus it at least. Oh, that's a big volley though. Several of the cram cannons were stopped, and yes, well done to the Bloodthirster. Okay, so now we need to figure out where the AI is on this thing, after I do a bit of parkour over the turrets to get to the center. I'm thinking it's probably going to be in this main column. God, I can hardly see anything, it's so dark right now. Probably brightened it up in the video? I probably made it prettier, like. Ha-ha! 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 Come on! Open, thank you! Ooh, pretty. Is that the main AI? Why does it have a receiver? I don't know. Are you, though? You look like you are, so how do I get... Oh my god, it's right back there. I should have done that first. Whee! Grenade! Whoa, what happened there? Dragon's Claw! I think you died. Okay, well, the Dragon's Claw just made it and scared me half to death. Incoming loud noises. This may take a while. Okay, that's gone down, but we still don't own the vehicle, which means that wasn't the only AI. So where is the other AI? Well, the Bloodthirster was focusing on here. It's also still turning by itself, which clearly is because the rotor blades aren't working correctly. But either way, it was focusing down here, so the question is why? Well, there's some ammo, which it could have been firing at, sadly, so that's a strong indication this might not be the right place. What's in here? Is it just a wall? Looks like it's just a wall. A really, really thick wall, okay. Engines, lasers and engines, more engines. Aha! I see a card slot. But do we see a mainframe? We have a receiver. We have 2 receivers, but no transmitters. Which means no, this is not the main AI segment. I think I may have just found it. In this little sodding box. Please don't say there's a second one in here as well. Yes, there is. Both of them have them. Okay. You annoying bugger. Well, let's go round to the front. Few internal explosions there. I think that was from the Dragon's Claw blowing up. There's one of them over there. You still doing okay, Bloodthirster? Not liking those advanced cannon shots, though. Not particularly big, though, and the shield seems to be dealing with it okay. Because who needs explosions when things can just vanish? Almost. Just through this one more layer of armor. And done! Finally! Behold, the Onyx Throne. Something occurs to me. We didn't get a message for defeating the Onyx Watch. Well, that's just weird as I hang up the mainframes of their old leaders. Behold, people of the Onyx Watch. The Lathrixian Legion is here. We have freed you from tyranny, and now we will rule this land for peace and, of course, for the Blood God, which in no way is a contradiction. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Next time, I promise you, I will have some new vehicles, or at least we will be building a new vehicle, one of the 2. Thank you, and goodbye.